I know that I'm here to create. Don't know what it is, but I'm going to start creating. Start creating, start going, and then all of a sudden you walk and you're like, I have a successful business. I've met these people, and I have a dope product that I believe in. Just have that faith just to start, just to walk.
Today, Blegan Chris Burnam of the House of Chickn talks the plant-based market, following the flow of God's hand and being the flow of God's hand. This and more in part 4 of Created by the Creator to Create. And now, part 4 of Created by the Creator to Create with Chris Burnam.
Actually, the plant-based meat market, in addition to marijuana, have the potential to be two of the next dominant industries out there, honestly.
And we as a people got to get into both of those. I know there's some religion. I know there's some religiosity in it. I understand there is. However, but listen, you got to get into spaces like crypto coin. Like there's some things that we got to get into as a people that be like, you got to break that religiosity, because there's a different mindset, there's a different thought process. Not saying that you give up your beliefs. It's not about that. But it's about understanding the next level. And if we don't get into the right spaces within the next 10 years, the Black household income is going to be net zero. And so that's why veganism is important to me, because we have the space, man. Listen, there's people like, again, talking about, your belief of your stuff should be out there. Man, if you go down the plant-based milk aisle, you'll see that there's 10, 20, 30 kind of milks, right? Soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, all this. So I know that House of Chickn has a place. And so I just have to stay focused on that and stay focused, understanding that the right time is going to be the right time. So when KFC announces they're doing Beyond Chicken, I don't get negative about that. I'm like, I called it. I know what's going to happen. We just got to be ready, because when we're ready, because every step has got me here, and I haven't failed yet. So you just gotta have that. You just gotta have that belief, man. And it's difficult. It's very difficult.
Yeah, and that's the great thing is, like, you see that God is creating this table, and He's already prepared you for it. So now it's which one of these doors is going to open. And I love what you start off by saying is failure is part of the process. I've planted churches and failed. It's one of those things. You don't look at that and say, oh, well, I failed at this, so these next things are not going to work out. I say, no. I learned a whole lot through that. and part of what I learned through that is to stop depending so much on me, but to start leaning and depending more on Him. And like you said, is taking these steps that are ordered by Him and just seeing where they go. Because the reality is that when we try to write our own script, it always turns out to be poo.
No, it never works out. You can be like, oh, this is how it's going to be. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to play football. I'm going to be a rapper. I'm going to be a producer. Bro, I'm making plant-based chicken. Who in the world would have been like, you're going to make plant-based chicken? And the thing, too, you say about God is, and the Spirit, a lot of times, especially growing up in church, we go up a lot, and we don't go out enough. So, like that person who may want to give you $100 towards your business, or that person that you can meet with, like God is going to be within all these people, with all these situations, and we have to see that. And the more that I learn to see that, and then the second part of that, the more that I've learned to give and be a giver, and to be a doer and helping others, then that's when I appreciate my life more. That's when I'm busy enough. That's when I'm not idle. That's when I don't have time to think about anything other than family and the business and helping others. Life is better.
Well, the last thing I want to talk to you about is this: balance. Father, husband, content creator, producer. Oh, little bean box. It's that genie. How in the world do you have an ounce and I do mean an ounce of sanity left in you with all of these things that God is doing through you?
So I'm blessed. First of all, thank God for everything that I've been given, because it's not, I didn't have to be given this. That's the one thing I look at it. I didn't have to be given this opportunity. I didn't have to be given this will or this drive or this want or this energy. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. First of all, we used to start with being grateful. Everything changes. And I start my day off. It's like I start my day off really well. I start the day off with prayer, meditation, reading, and then hit the gym. Then I hit the gym. So that's all Chris time. So the bank is full. The bank is literally, there's money in the bank. The bank account is full. So now when I go out and everybody wants to make withdrawals, I'm cool. I tell you, when I don't have those moments early, man, my day, I'm not worth it. I'm not good enough, because I'm not connected. I'm not connected to God. I'm not connected to the source. I'm all over the place. So, I say thankful that I'm able to do all those things, that I'm able to have that kind of energy, and then I just make sure I start the day off with God and myself, and then everybody else can come. I had to learn that big time. That's something I had to learn. That's something I teach my daughters. I want Jay to understand. I want people to understand that if you ain't giving to yourself first, you're going to be worthless. You won't be worth a penny, and you'll be giving people giving people the scraps of yourself, and that's not cool. So, get into yourself, get into the connection, start off early, and then go there. And then I'm just thankful I can do all that. Like, who can literally say that they can go out there and create plant-based anything? Like, I can. Like, let's go. I love that. I'm like, we've done ribs, we've done chicken, we do mac and cheese, we do this. It's like, hey man, let's. I love that. I love being in my own lane. I love being the only dude to be looking around like, ain't that many black people here? Yeah. I'm cool. Let's go.
There's an interview with Dave Chappelle where he says that he says when I was young. He said, I walked into a restaurant and I was the only black person there and I felt uncomfortable. He said, but now I rather like it.
I rather like it, and I don't change who I am. I'm not switching. I'm just me, and then you'll get those attraction and the things happen. So, man, I'm thankful. I'm so thankful that I'm like, man, I got a skill level. I got some skills, and all that has come to. I'll say one last thing. I've been volunteering at the Juvenile Detention Center every Monday now. And what I'm doing is I'm getting together a coalition of entrepreneurs here, black and brown entrepreneurs who are in the space of houses, of house renovation, of HVAC, of different things like that, because those are spaces that we can get into as entrepreneurs, and they can even shift into the tech space too when you start getting into that type of knowledge with the higher level houses. So I'm getting these kids plugged into jobs when they get out of the JDC. So that's probably one of the things I'm most excited about right now, and especially a father of daughters. A lot of these are young brothers, our young black and Hispanic brothers who are in there getting targeted. It's like target practice for these brothers, and you and I, we were fortunate enough to be surrounded and have a hedge of protection around us. But we've seen these other things. Like in Chicago, I've seen these other things. So for me, it's really imperative to me to get in there, help these brothers out, get them plugged in. And so you're going to be seeing a lot of that coming really, really soon.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about this move of entrepreneurship is not just that there's going to be some black and brown people making some coins, but they're also going to be creating some jobs. And you will be in a position to go down to the detention center and say, hey, I'll take those two young men right there, and to say, look, everybody else looking away from you because you checking a box, well, I'm going to give you a check.
I got you.
I got you.
I got you. I'm not going to check. I'm about to give you some knowledge too. I'm going to give you some game of how to be an entrepreneur, because success leaves clues and everything that I bumped my head on. I'm going to give you some skills that you never, because listen, I have goals and I have high lofty goals, right? But taking a young brother who's 15, 16, 17, 20, or whatever the case is, getting him out there where he's making 20, 30, 40,000 on his own, that cash in his hand and tired, because being an entrepreneur, you're so tired, you ain't trying to go to the club, you ain't trying to go sling no rock, you ain't trying to do nothing. You like, I love this money, I love this piece, I ain't gotta look over my shoulder. You know, this is what I want to do. So, you know, like you said, we're giving them jobs, we're creating jobs, we're creating knowledge, man. We're gonna, and it's such a movement with black people and brown people that are moving, men who are moving in spaces that we typically weren't in, and I'm loving it. There's dudes doing crypto coins, there's dudes doing real estate and showing people how to flip houses and wholesale housing. And it's just amazing. That's the only kind of mind state that I surround myself with now.
Now, I'm going to sneak one more question in. We've been talking about family all this time, but that's that old saying behind every successful man is a great woman. Now, I'm going to ask you this, because I've had the pleasure of meeting her. Is that not the best choice that you done made? and please explain to these brothers that's still out here knocking on doors, interviewing people. Like, look, when you have a good woman, Lord Jesus is better than any type of network you can be a part of, and partly because she protects you from yourself. Talk to us about that for a couple of minutes.
Well, she always talks about how she always, like, she's not into anything about animals but one animal. It's the lioness. That's the one she's always into. She's into, like, she don't know nothing about no other animals, but she's like, but the lioness, you know that she will attack somebody else for attacking the king, and they will jump on people and da-da-da. So I'm like, so that's what she has in her mindset. And so that mind state makes her a great partner, makes her a great mother to our children. And that right there is just,
and to be intelligent and gifted herself.
Yeah, and that's the key, bro. She has her own thing. It's like she's out hustling, you know, me, and I'm like, man, I gotta get on my game. I gotta get popping. And the thing about me with her, I get really mad, and I shouldn't get like this. I see I don't get jealous of them per se, like the other people, other girls out there doing their thing, I'm like, yo, what's up? How many houses you sold? What you done did? Like, you should be out there. You should be. Like, I don't think that she's even reached her point of really people knowing how powerful she is and the things that she can do. I don't even think she's even. His name even scratched the surface yet. I'm telling them, like, you gotta go get him.
Well, I love that. Something like, I love hearing you say that, man, because when we were younger, the whole adage was, you better marry up. Don't marry down. You better marry up. Yeah, and it's good to hear a man that loves his wife, that loves his family, that's poured into his family, because in addition to you being a Blegan and being the main face of House of Chickn, you are always going to be that black man, and people are going to take their cues from the clues that you leave.
Use the hashtag JDO3 podcast to join this discussion. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Pastor JDO3, the podcast. Use the hashtag JDO3 podcast to add to this great discussion. Join us next month for another insightful discussion on Pastor JDO3, the podcast.